Hey kids, it's Mr. Flyer here, hope you're well, and welcome back to our European Goldwing tour series. We're about to join our intrepid duo as we enter the lovely south of France town of Axon, Provence.
Right, we haven't got far to go now, only about 5k to go until we reach town. And yeah, it's been a cracking last part of the ride, I have to say. I mean, today I've really enjoyed it actually, particularly this last part where the wind has dropped a bit. I mean, the roads haven't been exactly fantastic biking roads. There's been one or two nice moments, but mostly it's been all about the scenery and the sort of cultural differences, I think. But yeah, really enjoyed it. Right, next stop, our hotel for the night.
Okay, so welcome folks to our hotel here in Axon, Provence. I'll show a view out the window. It's sort of a parking lot of white vans or something. Anyway, there we go. But it is a Best Western Mrs. Flyer, isn't it? It's called the, what's it called?
Galice,
something like that. Yeah,
it's about a kilometre from the centre. We didn't want to be 9k out the centre, so it's a basic bog standard tourist room, clean, tidy, functional. We do have a kettle.
Which is quite rare in France to get a kettle, so that's good.
We do have an artisan biscuit.
Which Mrs. Flyer thought was something else, but anyway, we'll move on swiftly from that. Quick look at the facilities.
And we do have a small and compact bijou bathroom.
How many cats are we talking for this one?
Not many.
No, it's half a cat swinging, I think. But to be fair,
it looks clean and tidy.
The shower looks alright, doesn't it?
Yeah.
That's alright, yeah. Alright, let's move out and then talk about costs of this one. We dropped one slightly because we didn't book this until about midnight last night, and there was another much fancier, posher hotel. We were debating whether we wanted to spend £200 a night, and by the time we decided we did, it had gone. So this was the only one that was left, and this one cost what?
150 including breakfast. Parking was an extra €16, but is in the garage underneath.
So nice and secure.
Yes.
All right, so it's fairly basic, but thumbs up, it'll do. It's clean and tidy, isn't it?
Exactly, staff helpful.
Well, hello folks and welcome to Axon, Provence, an absolutely beautiful city on a day like this. A few little facts for you. I did a bit of AI searching before we came out for a wander. It was founded in 102 BC. It was known as Aqua Sextain, which roughly translated means sexy fountain. And that's all I know. You know a bit more, don't you, Carl?
It was the capital of Provence in the Middle Ages. It's often known as the city of 1,000 fountains, and they have a lot of fountains. And they're quite beautiful.
You say that, we've seen 3 so far. We've seen 3, but there are 1,000 here apparently. Sorry.
He asks me these things.
I always interrupt. I've apologised. Carry on. Ow.
And
any famous artists live here?
Yes, Cézanne lived and worked here.
And what was it known as in the medieval times?
I don't know.
It was the capital of
medieval.
Did you say that? Anyway, what we'll do is cue the music then. We'll do a little photo montage of a few of the sights of Aix-en-Provence. Enjoy.
Well, welcome back to the bike tour, folks, and you join us just to the northeast of Aix-en-Provence, where we had an amazingly nice stay, an absolutely beautiful town, or city I should say. I'm hoping that you saw some of that, or you got a bit of a flavour for that on the bits of video that we took there. We're en route now for our next day's travel. We've got a bit of a shorter day today. We're going to a place called Castellane, And there's a lovely little route that we've picked out through a natural park, so we're hoping for some great views. As I say, we've just left Axon Provence and already we're into this lovely scenery, so it should be a good day. It's quite busy in all parts of the south of France, so even if we're going down these more rural roads, I suspect we will see the odd white van, for example. We might be in a little bit of traffic, but it is a Monday morning when we're recording this, and it's just come up to 11 o'clock. We intended to depart this morning at 9 o'clock, but there's a lot of faff with motorbike touring, isn't there? It took us a long time to check out of the hotel. Took us a bit of time to do some packing on the bike. Mrs. Fly's our expert packer. Right, a quick break from the tour just to talk to you a bit about how we go about packing. This is a question that comes up quite often when we go away on our trips. What do you pack? How do you pack the bike? That sort of thing. Well, our expert on packing is Mrs. Flyer, so she's over here and she'll talk you through what we've done. This is obviously filmed before we've gone away, but we have packed the bike. So Carol, over to you.
Yeah, well, I'm actually not an expert because I find it really difficult to pack light, as Andy knows. So this is what we're taking. For 2 people on a bike, it can be challenging. I find it challenging, so we prefer soft bag packing cubes to help you organise your kit, technical underwear, not attractive in the least, that you can wash out every day.
And it dries quickly, that's the key.
And it dries quickly. In the top, we've made sure that everything we're going to take, we can get in, including our fleece if we take them off. We've got waterproof over trousers for our jeans. Try and make things multi-purpose, so, you know, your t-shirt that you wear in the day you could actually wear in the evening or whatever. What else have we got? I've actually managed to use up lots of space because it goes right into the back here. So I've been left to pack it because they're not use up all the space. Quick access items on the top that you're going to need: your spare pair of gloves, your waterproof over trousers. Any documents are in there. Our high-vis vests for France motorways and traffic conditions are in there.
Things like our documents and our high-vis stuff we're unlikely to use, so we've put those right at the bottom. Things that we use often, like camera kit and locks and stuff, all goes in the top. So it's logical, really. Yeah,
it is logical, and we just thought we'd give it a dry run, not only to show you, but better to do it now than tomorrow morning at 8 o'clock when I'm leaving.
And the other thing we do is pack individual items, don't we, and keep things in small packages so that you can use every gap in the box. So rather than just put things in a big bag, we've actually stuffed individual items. Even like things like training shoes are filled with tea bags.
Yeah, and we carry it all out, so you know when you get items like your biking jeans and you get them in a bag or something like that, we just find these really handy. We chuck the stuff in there and then carry it into where we're staying for the night.
Into the hotel, yeah. All right, thank you very much. So there we go. That's how we go about packing. It's not, we don't know if it's the right way, it's just how we've always done it, and it works for us. I'm sure over time you'll find a way that works for you. Right, back to the tour. Oh, just before we go back to the tour, you may be thinking, how on earth are they going to shut those panniers in that top box? They look absolutely stuffed. It does work, as Mrs. Fly will now demonstrate.
I hope so, anyway.
The wing is amazing at eating up all this stuff.
There's a bit of space on the top there as well. This is my side, and this is always more problematic because oh yes,
it worked, brilliant. All right, that's all there is to it. Right, back to the tour. So it's lovely to be back on the bike on such a beautiful day. It's 17 degrees at the moment, but it's going to get up to around about 24, 25 today. Although I think where we're staying in Castellane, it might be a little bit higher, so it might be a little bit cooler than that. But anyway, all the layers have come off, vents are open on the jackets, and it's feeling nice on the bike. We're not doing a particularly big day today because we've done a lot of miles to get down here. So far we've done over 800 miles on this tour. So we're having a sort of a leisurely day. I think the total mileage is only something like 150 miles, so 2 or 3 hours on the bikes on windy roads like this, which absolutely suits me fine. I'm going to be a little bit careful because at the time of filming I've still got got a frozen right shoulder, which is why occasionally you see me riding one-handed with the cruise control on. So please, no complaints about me riding one-handed. I'm doing it for medical reasons. Anyway, hopefully that'll be sorted soon. When I get home I've got another operation on the shoulder to sort that. But just shows what a great bike the Goldwing is. It's so comfy, and yet my hands are in such a comfortable position here, nice and low. I can even ride the thing with a frozen shoulder. You know, people talk about the great weight of the bike, and yes, it is weighty. But thanks to that forward and back creep mode that it's got, it's easy enough to move around if you sat on it. And I actually find this the easiest of all my bikes to ride with my dodgy shoulder, which seems counterintuitive, but it's true. Just about to cross the river here. Look at that. Oh, it looks like it's a sort of a canal, man-made one, no doubt, bringing water in, maybe to feed Axon Provence, all those fountains. Talking to the bike, I believe next year, 2025, is the 50th anniversary of the Goldwing. Incredible they've been around that long. They've been somewhat developed from the sort of beefy roadster it was to start with, and it's developed into this full-dress tourer bike. So I'm wondering, I've got no insider knowledge, but I'm wondering if Honda are going to do a special edition or come out with a new version of the Goldwing next year for the 2025 model year. So I'm interested to see if they come up with anything there, and if they do, what they add to it, because there's not much that the bike lacks. Maybe radar cruise control would be really nice. I'd like to see that. Maybe lean angle sensitive IMU controlled ABS and traction control, but I can't say as I missed that on this bike. Other than that, it doesn't really want for anything. So I hope they don't change it too much if they do. Anyway, time will tell. These trees, by the way, we saw these in Axon Provence. We wondered what they were. We thought they might be eucalyptus, but decided not. I did a bit of Googling. Turns out they're called plane trees, P-L-A-N-E. They do look nice. They certainly add to the character of the area. Right, we're going to crack on for a few more miles. If we get to some twisties or some scenic stuff, we'll turn the cameras on. Speak to you then. I do love an avenue of trees, me, and they don't come much longer and more avenue of treesy than this. Absolutely lovely. Mrs. Flyers surmising this could have been a Roman road. I concur. Romans were pretty prevalent around this area, as you can imagine. We're very close to the border with Italy. At some point on this tour, I expect we will cross the border with Italy, depending on what the weather's doing. We're still looking every day at weather forecasts and sort of changing our routes. We were thinking we were going to travel down to Corsica, but we've binned that idea because there's actually thunderstorms and rain and stuff going on down there. So at the moment we're thinking head back on up into the Alps in the search of some mountains and some riding around there. We'll see how it goes. Well, this is looking more like it, folks. Absolutely cracking road this has been. It's the D952 apparently. It just hugs this rocky face. Just the right amount of twists and turns for the big bike. And some beautiful views to boot. Oh, look at this, even a man-made river, a canal here, look, even this looks nice. It's so still on there this morning. Some great reflections as we came along. I know I keep banging on about how good Apple CarPlay is now, I've got it to work on the wing, but what I do like is it shows you, look, in kilometres an hour, even though I've got the bike set up in miles an hour, but obviously it knows what country you're in. It shows you the speed you're doing and the speed limit. Really handy, because you don't necessarily know when you're a Johnny foreigner like me what you can be doing. But I can be doing 50k. So I might as well do it. Amazing cliff to our left. Quite a colour, that rock. Bizarre sort of rock. I don't know what that's all about. Oh, we're good for 80 now. And way over in the distance we can see a line of mountains, which I guess is the foothills of the Alps. Oh look, we've got a white van. Yay. See, this is where radar cruise control will be handy. Are you listening, Honda? They have these areas of beauty and they think nothing slapping a great big power station or prison or whatever that is. Looks like a prison, doesn't it? All that barbed wire. Unless it's a nuclear power station. Lovely tarmac down here. There's a little town just nestled up on the hill there. Reminds me very much of Tuscany actually, this bit. You do see the odd tree Is it a poplar tree that they have in Tuscany? Those sort of trees. You see those around? Cypress, I'm told. Yeah, although having said that, I can't see one at the moment, but every now and then you see them. So folks, we've just entered the regional Parc de Verdon. We've come down a cracking road actually, nice open sweepy bends all the way down, perfect Goldwing territory. There's some of those cypress trees on my right I was talking about earlier. And we've passed a border sign that says that we're now in the area of the Alps de Provence, so that's quite hopeful. We've also passed quite a lot of bikes, so it's all getting better from here on in, I think, from a riding perspective. This is a lovely little town stroke village. As we approach, you can actually see a castle up on the top of the hill. I don't know if we'll see it as we come through. There's part of it up there. Oh, stop sign. What's that all about? No idea. But I duly obliged. Actually, not only does it remind me a little bit of Tuscany, but it reminds me a little bit of some of those roads in Spain. The little white villages you go through, kind of similar. Well, at least in my head. So just as we ride through the national park here, I'm going to pay a bit of attention to the speed limits. I did read somewhere that they're quite hot with speed cameras on this stretch of road, and I can see why, because this is one of those roads, isn't it, you can absolutely hammer along on. Hello sir, let's not actually hold hands as we pass. Brilliant. Yeah, you know, I was saying it was reminding me of Spain. This is very similar, isn't it? I suppose similar latitude, well, to parts of Spain at least. Absolutely cracking. Well, this is putting a grin on our faces. Well, we've been to some lovely old towns and stuff on this tour so far, and that's all well and good, but we haven't had any really great motorcycling roads. But I have to say, this ride this morning has made up for that. We've had some absolute crackers through the Gorge de Verdon, which is this national park, natural park. The road surfaces have been absolutely lovely as well. I mean, generally in France they can be quite variable, but these ones have been, you know, really smooth. Haven't seen a pothole today, I don't think. And again, nothing too extreme, no really massively tight hairpins or anything like that. Just these nice open sweeping bends, which suit this bike ideally. So this is the town of Ries. Looks very nice, an old Roman town. We're just passing through though, no time to stop. Rather helpfully on the roadworks here, where you get traffic lights. Look, not only did you get a red light, but you get a little countdown, a bit like you do in parts of America and Canada. Look, we've got a minute and 56 to wait until they go green. That's very handy, isn't it? Stops a bit of frustration. Another absolutely cracking stretch of freshly laid tarmac here. Oh, spoke too soon, it's coming to an end. What a shame, I was enjoying that. You know, I said there were no hairpins. Had a couple, nothing too hairy though. Not a problem. Suddenly the scenery's starting to take on spectacular form. Massive mountains up ahead. As ever, the old cameras with their very wide angle lenses will be flattening it all out, but take it from me, that ridge looks pretty impressive. Right, I think it's time we started thinking about some lunch.
Well, welcome to Axon Provence, folks. Absolutely beautiful here. A few little facts for you. It was founded in 102 BC by the Romans. It was known then as Aqua Sextane, which roughly translated means, or translated even, means sexy fountain or sexy water. It doesn't mean, I don't know, it doesn't mean. Let's do that again. Pet hate of mine, folks. I do love a beer and I do love a Corona, but when it's served in the wrong glass, particularly a Grimbergen one, it somehow loses some of its appeal. Is it just me that thinks like that?